This is a market for lemons, the 3 roles of the online job seeker. Hi, my name is Sarah Trumbull. I'm the founder and CEO of the Job Applicant Perspective, the first anonymous user reviews for job ads across the US. This is the level of go-to-market awareness, as well as the public service to the mysterious $1 trillion labor market failure. Go Blue, that's where I graduated. Just saying. From help wanted to hiring platforms. Not long ago, job seekers opened the newspaper to a clean column of ads. It wasn't perfect, but the assumption was straightforward. If you weren't employed, you were a failed employee. The logic was blunt. Unemployment was framed as a personal failing and a sign of mismatched skills or poor preparation. When hiring moved online, one role shifted and another was added to this lens. First, Unprotected Consumer. The newspaper promised no misinformation to any reader, whether buyer or otherwise. The online market only ever promised no misinformation to employers. This meant misleading the U.S. labor force was commercially rewarded, which for the record definitely means misleading employers was commercially rewarded too. Just saying. Unpaid Revenue Driver. The misleading of the U.S. labor force coincided with the revenue model shift of the platforms. From selling trust in the newspaper via subscriptions to selling engagement in the online market. These rules, ignored by both policy and economics, have quietly broken the system. It is the foundational layer to the national economy, so, something to think of. Which, by the way, U.S. job seekers, the most epic round of I told you so is yours to have. Who this is for: job seekers who feel blamed for unemployment without realizing the market is designed to strip protections and monetize your struggle. Employers who assume no complaints equals everything's fine without seeing how platforms profit from wasted applications. Researchers and policymakers who cling to outdated failed employee frames and overlook structural consumer and revenue dynamics. I cannot state enough, a market is a market is a market is a market, my goodness. Economists who need to expand labor models to include consumer rights and incentive structures, not just skill supply. Platform builders and investors who miss that inefficiency isn't a bug in the system, it's the model. The job seeker is failed employee, the old lens. This is the traditional frame. In the newspaper era, ads were limited and curated. Long-term unemployment was explained through human capital theory, lack of training, inflexibility, and personal shortcomings. Policy impacts, governments and academics largely operated in this paradigm. Fixing unemployment meant fixing the worker, retraining, scheduling, improving resumes. That lens still dominates today. Many economists and policymakers continue to interpret joblessness as human failure. But in an online market, this view is wildly incomplete. It's these individuals, but not the systems surrounding them. Part 2 coming next.